How to start an insulation business and make $675,000 a year. There is a massive need for this business because there's so many new houses being built, and there's a lot of older houses that are being flipped and renovated. And when those old houses need to be flipped, there needs to be new insulation installed in those houses. My name's Nate Jones. I run this channel. I make videos on how to start businesses, business tips, and just in general life tips. So if you're interested in that type of content, hit subscribe below. And also, if you like this video, hit like. Okay, so an insulation contractor is essentially using spray foam or traditional insulation, lay down insulation on new build houses and remodeling houses. A lot of older houses don't have very good insulation, so when you're remodeling them or rehabbing them, you're wanting to put in great insulation to keep those heating and air costs down. Okay, so in this business, very interesting business when I was reviewing it, because I really do like the profitability and how much you can make and how you can scale this business as you continue to build it. So what we're going to go into first is we're going to see how much it actually costs for you to start this business. How much do you need to set aside in preparation to make that big $675,000 a year? Okay, so a truck, you're going to need a truck and a trailer, and the truck, you could probably find a used truck, decent truck for around $20,000. The reason you're going to need a trailer is because really right now what's taking over in the insulation world is spray foam. Okay, so if you're doing spray foam, you need a spray foam rig trailer, which essentially the trailer is creating the spray foam, and then you're having the rig that goes out into the house and sprays in the spray foam as far as insulation. It's very eco-friendly, and it's a lot of the builders are wanting to use it. So spray foam is all the rage, and if you're going to be a successful installation contractor, you need to be using this. A spray foam rig trailer, a used one, is going to be about $40,000. So just in the truck and the trailer, that's $60,000 right there. A website, your formation fees, and maybe a bond that you might need in your local county or city in which you're working is going to be about $500. Tools, installation tools is going to be about another $2,500, and then your insurance is going to be about $1,000 to $2,000 a year. I put it on the low end, $1,000 a year, depending on if you insure a lot of your equipment or not. So your total startup cost is going to be $64,000. If you get a loan for this business, you're going to have to put 20% down. That puts you at $12,800 down. Your loan is going to be $51,200 from a 10-year note. That's going to be $676 a month at a 10% interest rate. Because interest rates are so high right now, that puts that monthly a lot higher. Once those come down, we're going to see a lot more affordability as far as commercial lending. Now, let's get into the most important thing that we really want to know is how much can we make in this business, and then how much can we actually cash flow and profit. In this business, it's really nice because the average job pays anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000. That's a massive swing, I know. But some people, they want you to tear out their existing insulation, put in a new one. So it really depends on the job. So I put the average job price per job is going to be about $7,000, okay? The average job takes about 1 to 2 days to complete, and you could probably do 3 jobs a week starting out if you were fed enough jobs, okay? And I'm going to tell you how you can get those jobs in a second, so hang around here and I'll provide some tips for that. If we're doing 2 jobs per week, because 3, it's a little bit of a stretch when you're starting out. So if we're doing 2 jobs per week, that puts us at $7,000 a job, is $14,000 a week that we're making installing insulation. On a monthly basis, that's $56,000 a month, and that's $675,000 a year. There's our $675, okay? So let's get into, hey, what can we actually profit though? Because gross revenue doesn't matter if we're not retaining anything. So many businesses, they don't understand the profit side. You need to be tracking your profit. So let's see how much we can profit in this business. Our profit margin with labor, equipment, and the spray foam, buying raw material for that, it's going to be about 40% profit margin. So our $56,000 a month, our profit per month is going to go all the way down to $22,400. Because we're profiting 40% of our gross revenue, okay? So that means our gross profit for the year is going to be $270,000 a year, okay? That's still great profit as a business owner. Very hard for you to go make that anywhere else unless you're an executive or C-suite management at some company. So as somebody who's going out and insulating houses, making $270,000 a year profit is amazing. This is great. This is a great business to be in. The thing I would do after you make this profit that year one or going into year 2, I would pay off that debt and buy another trailer. The reason I would buy another trailer is because I really think you can scale this business to over $1 million in profit if you can get over 4 to 5 trailers in operation. Okay, the more that you're around and contracting, the more that your name's going to get out there, and when your name gets out there, that's the more jobs that you're going to get. And when you start saying no to jobs, you're going to start saying no to revenue and no to profits. So you need to make sure that you're reinvesting back in as your business scales so you can continue to make more money, because that one job that you got referred to, if you can show up and do a great job, who knows, it might lead to 3, 4, 5 other jobs. So making sure that you're scaling this business and not just being okay with that $270,000 a year profit, which is great money to be okay with, but let's be honest, $270,000, we need $1 million a year plus to be feeling really comfortable that we can do pretty much anything we want in life, okay? So let's go into the positives of this business. I really like that it's super profitable. On one job, you can turn a profit based on your monthly. If you're going to pay off that down payment, it's going to take you 3 to 4 jobs to get to, but really profitable outside of that. After year 1, it's going to be, profits are going to go through the roof. What's always needed is the trades. Contractors are always needed, especially insulation contractors. In the northern parts of the states, even on the southern parts of the states, it doesn't matter. People need AC, people need heat, okay? So having an insulation contractor is super important when a house is being built, and especially in commercial jobs too. Insulation is always needed in almost every single spot in the United States and probably worldwide as well. What we're going to do, if we're really interested in starting this business, what we're going to do is we're going to think of all the ways in which this business can't work. We're going to tear it down. We're going to be the biggest critic, and we're going to think of all the ways in which it can fail. And then when we write down those things, we're going to create strategies to minimize that failure. So on this one, the first thing that I saw is that you're not getting jobs. That means you have everything set up. You know how to insulate. You know how to do all that stuff. You just don't have any jobs. Why don't you have any jobs? Because you didn't network with home builders. You didn't network with custom home builders. You didn't network with commercial general contractors, investors, flippers, putting your name out there on all these Facebook groups, calling these investors, calling people that are flipping houses, having a website that shows up locally when people search insulation contractors, having marketing locally, potentially throwing your name out there in some trade magazines that a lot of these contractors get, and then letting homeowners know that, hey, your insulation might be outdated. If we can, help you out on your installation, you might be able to lower your energy costs. And when you lower your energy costs, guess what? You're essentially paying for the installation. Over time, you'll profit it. Okay. So making sure that you have jobs is basically creating a strategy around how can you get your name out there to as many people as possible. So when installation comes up, guess what? Your name's on the list, and then you get that job and you can make that money. Okay. And what we're going to do after that, another thing that is going to cause you to fail is your quality. That means you don't know what you're doing. Making sure that you do a great job is your biggest tool in contracting, because if you do a great job, everybody wants to tell everybody about it. And when they had a great experience, they're going to tell everybody else, hey, you're looking for somebody? Call this guy. He knows what he's doing. He's been doing it for years, and he's always done a great job for me. Okay, so quality is super important. The third thing is showing up on time. So many contractors don't show up on time. They don't say what they're going to do. They don't do what they say they're going to do. You got to show up on time. You got to do what you say you're going to do so you are trustworthy as a contractor. If you're not showing up on time, you're not getting jobs done when you say they're going to be done, then people are going to stop trusting you and they're going to stop referring you. Okay. After you've thought through those things, there might be some other things that could cause your business to fail, but those are the 3 main things that I saw. The next thing, what we're going to do is we're going to legal up your business. That means we're going to create an LLC or corporation. I would contact a local attorney in your city and ask them what best structure is for you and your needs of your business. Then we're going to buy insurance. Make sure you're with a licensed insurance agent who knows construction and contracting. I own an insurance agency, transparently. We work with insulation contractors, and making sure you have the right policy is super important, because if you don't, you'll get involved in an accident or a claim and you'll realize that you don't have the right policy. So make sure you work with somebody who knows what they're doing. Third thing, we want a customer agreement if we're working with homeowners. Okay, if we're working with people that are subbing things out to us, they're going to provide that agreement for us. I would always have a local attorney review those contracts and make sure that everything's in there is what is supposed to be in there. But when you're working with homeowners, you want to have kind of a scope of what's going to happen, right? You're going to tear out their existing insulation. They're going to pay you X, Y, and Z, because if something goes out south where they don't pay you, you have this contract in which you can provide in a local local court of law and say, hey, I was never paid. Here's the contract that was signed. And if homeowner doesn't want to sign a contract, that's probably a red flag. So making sure that you have those things just in case something ever happens, which nothing may ever happen, but it's good to have stuff in case they do. After that, we're going to commit to starting. I always say the best decision I've ever made in my life was being a business owner, and it's probably going to be your best decision too if you really think through the things that I've laid out in this video. If you really like, thinking of different businesses to start, and maybe this one isn't for you, go check out my channel and hit subscribe. I got tons of videos about other businesses you should start, and give this video a like if you thought I put in some good effort on it. Thanks.